If you're new here, welcome. I'm a creative person through and through, and this is the place where I share my journey. My passions range from drawing and painting to street art, travel photography, linocut printing, and my work as graphic designer. Whether I'm creating art, traveling and capturing the world through my lens, designing bold packaging, or carving my imagination into prints, I invite you to join me on my everyday adventures, big and small. Let's get inspired to live, to love, to learn, and create.
Today we are visiting Āgenskalns Market because here is opening Riga Street Art Festival. So I'm taking you with me. Let's go check it out. What's going on? What our artists doing? What can we do? Maybe we can participate. Maybe we can leave our stickers, leave my art tiles. I don't know what's going on. Let's go and check it out.
We don't often have street art related events here in Latvia. As a very small country with a population of only 1.8 million, of which 400,000 are elderly people over 65, most of society is busy surviving everyday struggles and coping with growing inflation. Because of this, many couldn't care less about art, let alone street art and graffiti, which are mostly seen as outright vandalism. People who create graffiti are often thought to deserve jail time or heavy fines. Latvia is a post-Soviet country, so Western culture is relatively new here and was strongly suppressed during Soviet times. To some, street art is still a misunderstood movement. That's why I'm very glad that Riga Open Wall has brought together 16 artists from across the Baltics for such a major public event. Graffiti has almost always been a young man's game, a teen vandalism with a FU attitude. But times have changed. Today artists are more often in their 20s or 30s, as it takes time to master the skills needed to create impressive and creative murals with spray cans that you can see here in this video. Also, this event isn't held in some abandoned warehouse. It's happening in one of the hippest spots in Riga, the Āgenskalns Market.
If you haven't been, then Āgenskalns Market is one of the most beautiful markets in Riga. It's different from the central market. It's more hip, it's more modern, and it's a completely different crowd. The prices are a bit bigger, but the products are, how do you say it, of higher quality. We like it a lot. The first floor is just for shopping, and the second floor is a food court.
Once a rundown local market, it has emerged from the shadow of Soviet times into a vibrant place where people gather not only to shop at the farmers market, but also to enjoy finer things like delicious oven-baked pizza, homemade ice cream, live music, and art shows. Āgenskalns Market has been a vibrant hub of trade and community life for over a century. Its origins date back to the late 19th century when farmers and traders gathered here to sell their goods. By the early 20th century, the market had grown in importance, and a large covered pavilion was designed by architect Reinhold Schmelings, representing a beautiful example of Riga's Art Nouveau architecture. Though construction was interrupted by the World War I, the pavilion was finally completed in the 1920s, providing a central space for commerce and community gatherings. Through decades of changes, including Soviet times when it was Kolkhoz Market, the market has remained a beloved part of the city. Recent renovations in 2022 revitalized the pavilion, turning it into a modern center for food, trading, crafts, and cultural events. It's a place where local families come for a Sunday brunch or a bit of upscale grocery shopping, similar to Whole Foods in America. And speaking of America, I was pleasantly surprised to see two of graffiti legends from New York sharing their wild stories about how it all began. I'm talking about Mike171 and SJK171, who started tagging during the early days of graffiti movement alongside a very well-known figure in urban history, Taki183. The New York City graffiti movement began in the late 1960s and early 1970s, when young people from working-class neighborhoods started marking their names and street numbers on subway cars, buses, and walls. This practice, known as tagging, was originally a way to gain recognition and street fame. It was also a form of rebellion and a self-expression that eventually evolved into a worldwide cultural phenomenon. Mike171 was a contemporary of Taki183 and started tagging around the same time. Like Taki, Mike used his name and street number as his signature. He was known for his consistent presence in Upper Manhattan, especially around the Washington Heights neighborhood. His tags helped define the earliest generation of New York City graffiti. Also part of the early wave of taggers, SJK171 contributed to the growing graffiti culture that transformed the city walls and subways into open-air canvases. His style, energy of the time, a sense of claiming space in a city that's often overlooked its youth, SJK's work stood as a testament to the rebellious and creative spirit of the graffiti pioneers.
We are getting hungry, so we're gonna head upstairs and check out what's available in the food court. So from that upstairs you can see all the vendors downstairs, beautiful chandeliers. Let's take a quick lap around to see what's cooking. So what do we have here? Hachapuri. You can order your hachapuris here. Fei, Asian cuisine, borscht, you can get soup for €6. Vienkalni pasta, it's the best pizza, I didn't know they have pasta. And then we're gonna have burgers. This is a marmalade, there's a bar inside. Sushi plus other Asian tastes, as it says on the sign, on the neon sign. Bao burgers and kebab. I see that the biggest line is for the kebabs, but we want pizza. This is the best pizza in the country. They cook them in a wood burning oven and they look amazing. You see here the oven burning behind them. Oh wow, nice.
Over the past 5 years, hip-hop culture in Latvia has seen a real boom. What was once an underground scene has now taken center stage thanks to several key developments. First, media platforms embraced the genre. Latvian Radio 5 even launched a dedicated online channel called Hip Hop Strava, highlighting local rap talent and giving the culture steady exposure. Then came the festivals. Events like Straume and Positivus now showcase hip-hop on their main stages, inviting both international stars and homegrown talent. This exposure has drawn in younger audiences and fueled the scene's momentum. Community spaces like Ozo's Hood Shop and grassroots events by Ghetto Games have given hip-hop artists places to gather, collaborate and grow. And let's not forget the artists. We never had so many rap artists as we do now. Some of them are presented here at the Street Art Festival, where there is a full stage dedicated to the musical performances led by our own talented rapper Ansis, who is also one of the event organizers, along with spray paint muralist Dainis Rudens. As we gain rappers and beat makers, we also see graffiti artists emerging on the scene thanks to events like this. I only wish the event would offer more hands-on experience for the visitors. Yes, there was a small stencil wall, mostly for kids to try out how it is to hold a spray can in your hand and do a stencil, sponsored by our local potato chip manufacturer Āgenskalns, who, by the way, had a legendary TV commercial in the late 90s featuring the biggest rap star of that time, Gustavo. There was also a screen printing shop where you could print your own t-shirt, but at $20 per shirt, that felt a bit expensive. Street art has always promoted a do-it-yourself attitude, making your own stencils, making your own stickers or posters. So shirts shouldn't cost $20 just to try out screen printing. I hope they get bigger sponsors next time to cover paint costs, and maybe people can bring their own shirts as they did in a different art event called Smelze Print Battle that I took a part in. That was very cool and completely free. You just had to bring your own t-shirt and you can screen print away. Also, next time they could include a small installation, maybe with different size walls where people can express themselves with like Posca markers, or bring their own stencils from home, or stickers, or maybe art canvases and so on. A place or an event where you can showcase your own art, meet other street art enthusiasts and have a good time all together. I wish the organizers the best of luck and hope to see you all at the next street art event here in Riga. For now, I will leave you I will leave one of my stickers here by the back entrance just to prove the world I was here.